So let's get started. Feet together, feet apart as wide as your shoulders. Everything stacks up. Shoulders, hips, knees, toes, all line up straight. So you know the routine, don't wait for me. Big heart shape stretch. And then a bit of a compaction or condensing here. So we open and expand our arms, lungs, and chest to breathe in. And we close and compact to push down and out. So again, everything starts at the top. Arms loose, chin up. Arms down, chin slightly down. Relax your eyes. Let your eyelids become a bit heavy. Let your focus soften so you're not straining to look at anything in particular. Breathe through your nose as much as possible. Breathe in and out through the nose. Inhale. Squeeze your tongue up to the roof of the mouth. Tongue drops to the bottom of the mouth as you breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. So again, we keep working our way down. I do these little shifts here and there, side to side, to release more tension in my legs, my back, my neck, whatever's tight. Down and out. Inhale. Your back is somewhat arched, the lower spine. Dip your chin, round the whole spine slightly. Inhale. So this first exercise is very good for getting us in tune with our body, what you're feeling, everything being aligned. Kind of gives you a more sense of self-awareness. So as we push down, we also pull back the stomach muscles. Relax the stomach area as you breathe in. Squish the stomach as you breathe out. The hips, shift your hips forward. Shift your hips back. That starts to put the whole body in this big wave of movement. From your hands to your shoulders, shoulders down the spine to the hips, down to the legs, eventually to the ankles and toes. Shift forward, we go on the ball of the foot. Shift backward, we go to the heel. Inhale. Exhale. So it wouldn't be uncommon for you to hear in your own ear some snapping, crackling, popping. That's called bone conductivity. So even though your ankle might crack, you might feel it or hear it in your ear. So all the bones connect, aside from the joint that they pass, together, everything connects. So let's do about 3 more of these and then we'll move on. Last 3, we try to go deeper and somewhat slower as we try to manage and regulate our breathing pattern. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. To finish it up, we do the same exercise often to kind of finalize whatever exercise we're on. We do a splash on the bottom, a flick on the top, and our neck stretches up and then drops down. Same to the right. Splash down, flick up, chin up to the right, and then chin down as you breathe out. Third one, straight up, splash, flick, look up, like there's a ball on the ceiling and you're pulling it down. Lock your knees and elbows momentarily, and then bend your knees and elbows. So that's 5 minutes. 5 minutes of managed, deep, deliberate breathing. It takes about 3 minutes to reset the nervous system to where your body starts to get into a more relaxed state and the chemicals start to change. To go from the relaxed state, about 3 minutes. To go the other direction, happens pretty quick. Someone walks in the door right now real loud, hey, Jim, is this the Tai Chi class? You know, your nervous system already just kind of like spikes going the other direction. So anyway, we're all about the slow, relaxed, calming type of breathing. So this other set we've been working on. You can keep your feet where they're at, arms out. Here's that twist again. And then we twist the whole spine so as to try to look towards that back left corner. And then we come back to the complete opposite front corner, right corner, and we push down. So there's 3 parts to this to get started. The next part will be here. Grab the ball in front of your navel. And again, you try to look towards that back corner. We come back to the front opposite corner, and this is where you gently sink and drop into your hips. So that's the second one. Third one, straighten up, come in front of your chest, your shoulders, your face, somewhere up in this area. Relax your thumbs, let your elbows bend. Same idea. As far as you can twist towards that back corner, back to the front opposite corner, and push down. So that's the set of 3. 3 exercises, 3 twists. So now we go to the right side. Here's the twist, dropping your elbows. Try and keep your toes, your knees, and your hips straight ahead. From your navel up, that's what we're putting a little twist. To the back, complete opposite front, push down. So the next one, hands in front of your navel. Inhale when you're at the most front portion. Exhale as you start to twist towards the back. Inhale back at the front. Exhale as you push down. So that ends up being like 2 complete breaths. So then shoulder high, thumbs relaxed, elbows dipped. Inhale. It's like a wet towel twisting. When you twist, that's your exhale. We come back, that's where the towel would absorb if it wasn't being twisted. Twist to the left, and push down. So wherever you're tight, that's where you're gonna feel it the most. I feel it right about here, whenever I do the twist to the side. That's me. Everybody, you'll feel it differently. So that's 3 parts. We're gonna add 1 more to it when we get to the end. So twist to the left, look at that back hand, twist to the front right, hands make a triangle with your index fingers and thumbs, and push down. Next one, front of your navel. Inhale, exhale. As far as you can go towards that back corner. Inhale, hips sink slightly, arms drop. Front of your shoulders. Inhale, exhale. So what we're gonna change here on the way back now when we get to the front, my arm's gonna go all the way past. So my toes, knees, and hips still stay straight. I tuck my tailbone, I dip my chin, I try to reach all the way across. This hand now turns up. Like we're holding that teacup I talk about often. Turn the palms out, turn your feet, protect with your back slightly arched. Now pull your tailbone in, dip your chin, and kind of melt into your feet. All right, so now that's the last one. That's 4 exercises linked together. So we go to the right side. Inhale. Exhale. You can do your own breathing pattern if you feel you want to. Inhale. Exhale. In front of the navel. To the side. In front. Twist. Exhale. It's like a big spring winding up. Inhale. Exhale. So now we get to the top one. Inhale. Exhale. On the way back, inhale. Reach all the way across your body. If you keep your rear end arched and your lower back arched, it's going to be hard to come across. So dip your chin, dip your tail, or tuck your tailbone, reach across. Palm up, all the way to the right side. Turn your toes, turn your hand, protect high, protect low. Feel your lower back. And now dip your chin and tuck your tailbone. Put the weight into your feet. So that's the whole sequence of 4. Now we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be it'll appear faster, it's just we're not pausing as much. So I'm gonna breathe in, out, all the way back down to here. In, out, in, out, in, out. So now we got to go to the right side. Next one. In, out, navel, in, out, shoulders, in, all the way past, out. Turn your toes to the corner, protect high and low, arch, and then round as you sink into your feet. All right, so that's going to be it for that one. We're not going to do the splash twist every single time, but we can just do like one to the sides and then up and down and out. All right, next exercise. Hand to your hip, hand to your shoulder. As you come to the left, the hand's going to go to your elbow. The top hand does a little flick, like you're flicking water towards the wall. We'll come back to the side. So these are just like reference points or anchors. Hand above your hip, hand to your shoulder. As they come out, they meet at the elbow, flick, relax your shoulders. So I'll inhale again when I'm most open in the front. When I start to twist the torso, exhale, throw the fingers out. All right, so this is the first exercise, and they're gonna evolve as we keep adding on to it. So I reach across, flick. Second exercise, hand that's up, drops with the arm, protect your face. This arm is now like a spear. So we twist, you look over your shoulder, try to look at your fingertips. Oh, I can see them. Then we come back to the flick. Flick. All right, now I got to go to the other side. So there's a little repeat in here. So I go flick, protect as you pierce. Look at the fingers, oh, I can see them. And then we come back to another flick. Now we go to the other side. So when we make contact, I try to deliberately scrub. I make friction. My hand gets a little red, my forearm gets warm, the blood circulates. Flick. Protect and pierce. Come back to flick. All right, so that's the second exercise. We got, technically they're broken down. This is flicking sleeves, like you're flicking your arm. This is hiding the lotus leaf. The next one will be to chop. So we come over to here. This is similar to our strum the guitar position. I always kind of reference that. So it's chopping. So now these coil, make friction, to scrub, flick, protect and poke. Tuck your arm, chop. So these are like really good coordination exercises, but this is all about managing your blood flow and the energy with this coiling. And then the friction, you're managing blood flow by creating friction. Twisting the torso, squishing the organs. So this chop, if you can come in front very easily, try to come over the top. Chop. If this is all fine, let's turn our toe, knee, and hip in. So we're standing in Ba, the Chinese character for 8 or 2 diagonal 45-degree lines. And you can let your knees touch or your thighs touch. Make sure your toes are turned in. So what that'll do, it'll make from your hips down kind of stuck forward. Whereas when we're here, there's sometimes a little bit of give when you do your twisting. This kind of locks it in. Plus it starts to develop your hip joint a bit and your knees. So here's our flick. Let the breath out. Breathe in, squish. Come over the top with the chop if you can. Relax your shoulders. Coil, flick. Throw the breath out. Squish. So if you can go over the top comfortably, see if you can trace your shoulders on the backside and then chop. Coil, flick. Pierce and protect. Chop. If this is fine, turn your right foot, knee, and hip out, excuse me, and sink into it. Now we're back into the BaguaZhang stance. Arch your back, and then tuck your tailbone, round your back slightly. All right, so now this hip turns back in. And then we make friction, scrub, flick, poke and protect. Chop over the top, turn your foot out. So here's chop. Now the hands turn. Protect with the palms. Dip your chin, relax your shoulders, tuck your tailbone. This is very structurally sound when we're in that position. So let's do 2 more. Turn in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So if I leave out the time to talk and we just do it, it actually goes a lot quicker, right? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, so let's move on. So again, we're just going to do a splash and a flick. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Let's move on to the next one. Yes? Bagua is 50-50. Yes. It's, again, very structurally sound, very stable. If your back is arched up this way, you're still 50-50 on your feet, and that's more of a back exercise. So that's good, it's great, but it's not structurally sound. If somebody touches your hand, you're very top heavy, and your back will absorb it and you'll topple over. So when we sink, I keep my weight equal over both legs. Even if I go down lower and lower and lower, it's still equal. It's not more on the back or on the front. Tuck the tailbone, dip the chin. Now I could very easily turn and be just as structurally stable on the other side. So Bagua, that's only when you're holding it stationary. Once you start walking, it shifts, right? Tai Chi, on the other hand, is always like one foot has more weight on it. This leg has more weight, this leg has more weight, this one has more weight. It's constant shifting. Bagua goes from 50-50, and then when you start walking, it shifts. So hope that answers your question. Took the long way to get there. So, all right, next exercise in the set. So these are all Bagua exercises, but there's some overlap when we do the Tai Chi later. So feet shoulder width, draw your leg back. This gets us into our bow stance where we can shift forward and back. Again, bow stance, very structurally strong. I have strength forward, strength on the back side. If someone touches me from either side, I still have strength because I'm in this triangle. So put your hands on the tabletop. Just like the table is round, like maybe about a 3 or 4 foot diameter table, it's like you're gliding your hands along the edges of the table. So the hips are going this direction, forward and back. The spine is going gently to the right and to the left. So we're moving in 2 different planes. So now we slow it down and manage your breath. Pull the breath in, push the breath out. Yeah. Now, once that's all good, try to get your head more level and your eyes looking out. I can see an electrical outlet. That's a good spot for me to put my eyes on. And again, I don't need to strain to look at it. I can see it with my eyes kind of relaxed. But that'll help stabilize your spine so you're not going all over the place like this. So we've probably done about 10 of these. Let's put our Tai Chi transitional step in there. So we shift to the back leg so I can turn the front, put the weight on the front. There's our empty stance. C step into bow stance on the opposite side. So here's our front and back motion. Here's our hands circling in the transverse plane. Transverse is this way, right? Start to slow your breathing down. Looking out, head level. Find a spot to put your eyes. It should get to be very, what's the right word? Methodical. You know, it's like, okay, I got this all together. Now it's just keeping the motion going. Rocking back and forth. Turning the millstone. All right. So say we're again at about 10 of these. Let's move on to the next one. So I'm trying to do about a half hour of the Bagua exercises. and then we'll do a half hour of Tai Chi, where with the Chen style, it's very obvious how all the coiling stuff starts to come together. So let's say we're gonna do this Ba. So we go from Ba, toes in, knees in. Hold the teacup and twist it. This other hand does our Tai Chi ward off, where the wrist is pulled back, but instead of it being up here, it's gonna be in front of our navel. So we get these two arms, one vertical, the other horizontal, closing our center line. Here's the center line from your nose down to the perineum. Twist to hold the teacup, to ward off. Relax your shoulders. So like we did a few moments ago, we're gonna turn that left hip. But instead of it being equal weight like Bagua stance, it's gonna go further. And then we're gonna put 30% on that front leg, 70% back here. Top arm is gonna turn into ward off. Bottom hand, push. So let's come back. Toes in, knees in. Close your center. Relax your shoulders. Sink into your hips. So if I shift a little bit to my right leg to put the weight on it, this left foot can turn out pretty easily. So I got my feet in the right spot. Take your hips, tuck your tailbone. Okay, I'm working my way up. Last part is the arms. Turn. All right, and this hand that's out there could also be just closer to you. So let's turn and do the other side. So I got my feet in the right spot. Hips sink. Close the center. Sink into it. So now my right foot, I shift to my left so I can turn my right foot out. Make sure your knee bends a little bit. Don't keep that leg straight. Then the arm comes out to protect high. That's our ward off. And bottom hand is a little bit behind. Relax your shoulders. Sink into mostly your back left leg. So we come back in. So I just exaggerate this like I'm pulling. That's very much the Tai Chi pulling. Pull in, ward off, close your center. Shift your weight. Feet turns out, your foot turns out, your waist sinks, your tailbone tucks. This top arm protects, just like we're doing ward off. Move your shoulders a little bit. Make sure they're loose and comfortable, and then let them drop. So let's make sure we're breathing deep here. This will be inhale, exhale. Shift, open up, inhale. Whenever we sink or bend, contract, that's exhale. Okay, left side. Inhale. Exhale. Turn out. In. Out. One more, turn in. In. Close your center. Out. Sink. So if your back is arched on this one, that's good. That's good lower back exercise. But once we start to turn out and get over to here, again, if you keep your back arched, you're not going to be structurally stable. So tuck your tailbone, sink onto that back leg. All right, we got one more exercise to do and then we'll go into Tai Chi. So we're gonna turn back into Bagua stance. This hand, left hand, try to find your side, your hip, your shoulder. Roll your sleeve down. Put a little tension on that stretch. Then again, arch, and then tuck, tailbone, dip your chin. Time to turn, shift back, toes up, toes in, toes out. You've seen that before. So this arm again comes all the way across. If you keep your back arched and your chin up, it ain't gonna happen. You're only gonna get to your rib or your navel. So tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, come all the way across. So right about here, you should feel some stretch on your left shoulder. Roll your sleeve down, protect. Relax into your hips, and toes and ankles. All right, so to shift again. Toes up, toes in, toes out. There's our Bagua stance, equal weight. Round your back to come across. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you squish. Okay, we come across. Feet, waist, Hands and arms at the end, that same progression, we'll see it. Roll your sleeve down. In. Out, melt into your feet. So this will evolve. There's a lot more going on with this one, with this sliding down, and then there's also twisting all the way to the back. And then there's teacups, and then twisting behind. Teacups all the way around. So it's all this coiling, just like it all started with this. Coiling at the bottom, coiling at the top. We'll do 3 of these this time, push down. Coil at the bottom, coil at the top, push down, splash low, twist high, push the ball into the water, lock your knees and elbows for just a moment, and bend your knees and elbows. So we're hacking, that's the term that people like to use these days. We're hacking our nervous system by managing our breath, slow breaths, and managing it so that when we're most open, that's a good time to inhale. When we're most squished, closed, compacted, that's a good time to exhale. Hacking the nervous system. Any questions on any of this stuff? I love this stuff. This is my favorite stuff to teach. It's the Bagua. And this is just the basic stuff, really. So, okay, no questions. Let's go into Tai Chi mode, and then you'll sometimes see the overlap. So we start with our feet together, sink down, just a little bit of a half circle to get your feet shoulder width. Feel your body shift side to side, maybe even a little forward and back just to make sure your center of gravity is low. Arms float forward and up. Put the weight on the ball of your foot. Arms sink down, put the weight on your heels. So that's our opening. We do that with every Tai Chi set. Spin, get your hands in front of your navel and your nose, and then they switch. It's like you're putting a ball up on the shelf. Shift to the other side, catch the ball. So my feet push, my waist shifts, my hands and arms present. Back to the center, roll the ball down. So that's our 5 fundamental directions, forward and back, left and right, center. Just like a compass. Inhale, exhale. Push with your ball of your right foot. And it comes out at your left hand. Just like a tube of toothpaste. You push at the bottom, eventually the toothpaste comes out at the opening on the opposite end. Back to the center. Roll the ball down. So this has the sensation or the mechanics of pushing. That's metal. Pulling, wood. Flow to the left, from the feet to the waist to the arm, that's water. To the right, fire. Same thing. Earth. Solid and stable, the most solid of the 5. Sinking down. So now to go into the fundamentals of the Chen set, we make the toes go out, and then the heels go out. And you find what your comfortable horse stance is. A little wider, fine, great. As you get wider, your toes need to go a little bit out to go with the same direction that your knee bends. You don't want to have your feet all the way out here and your knees are like way in. You're going to have some pain on the knees. So toes go out a little bit and then they line up. So we're going to start with this ball again. Shift to the left as if we're trying to reach to catch that ball. We're reaching with our arms, not our neck. Pull the ball in. It gets smaller. We shift to the side and it's so small now we can just push it away. Splash. So there's like a little coiling of your hands and like you're rolling a ball right in front of your waist here. You get all the way to here, you find a pulse. Hopefully you have a pulse, right? Then you push with your shoulder, you poke with your elbow, and then the hands will turn. And there's another coiling. So just say we're doing those first 5 exercises. So we pull in, let's ward off. Relax your shoulders. Splash, get the ball rolling. That's roll back. Shoulder bump, elbow poke. We call this press or squeeze. Next is pull. So again, I do this kind of like coiling. Sometimes I'll say flicking water all the way across. And then the same thing here. Coil, pull across. Then this comes back towards your shoulders, and like we're pushing a ball into the water, we want to get it to have backspin on it. We push down and away. All right, so let's try that much again. So we got 1, ward off. 2, roll back. 3, shoulder. 4, elbow. 5, press. 6, pull. We do this twice. 6, pull. 7, push. All right, now we go back to our hip, and there's shoulder, elbow, back of the wrist, and then a palm. So this is kind of like a whip, turning out at the end. Then we do the other side, shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. So let's try that much. That gives us another chunk. So big ball, actually would have been here. We flip it and push it away. Roll the ball in to breathe in. Shoulder, elbow, squeeze, push. Push the breath out. Pull the breath in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So this is our wave arms like clouds when we put it in the big set. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. Now this hand comes up and we find the opposite side of our pulse. And then we turn to the pulse side. And then we pinch. Our right hand, we keep looking at the palm until we get to about that corner, and then we push. So that's our 8. The hand that was up top here gets us started. It's all about this managing or manipulating of this ball. Push the ball away. Roll the ball. Now I'm holding the ball in between my chest and arms. I spin on it and twist. All right, now this is like a big fire hose. Pull it across. Pull it across. So now we're back to the ball. We got the ball in the pool. Put backspin on it. Okay, we have a ball in front of us here. And then turns out. Inhale. Exhale. So watch what happens with this arm now without the other one in the way. I turn up, pinch, and then like a bird pecking or looking out. And then by this time, this hand would have been in the right spot. There's our split. So this hand even has a little spin to get us going to here. Ward off. Relax your shoulders. Roll back. Shoulder, elbow, press. Again, relax your shoulders. Pull. Pull. So the shoulder's a little bit up here, but they're going to drop as we do the push. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, palm. Hand comes in, hold the teacup, pinch into the bird, split. Pull the breath in, push the breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. So again, this hand can just go like right from the wave just to catch, or it can have, again, a little roll, get the ball moving. It's all about that little momentum. Get the ball moving. Breathe out. Get the ball moving. Pull it across. Get the ball moving. Push it away. Push it away. Split it. So one more time through, and this then has the theme. This is expanding like heaven, out and away. This is earth, grounding. Standing tall like a mountain is shoulder. At the bottom is the canyon and then the water flowing down. Pulling is wood. Pushing is, again, fire, but sometimes it's metal too. And then we have splitting. Side to side, that's shoulder, mountain canyon water. And then we have splitting again with metal, but it's also thunder. Splitting, thunder, splitting is sometimes metal, like the chop, and then sometimes splitting is thunder where it's all over the place. So it's all in context. It's all relative to like what the exercise is or what's being explained. So if we needed to finish, we could again do the splash, flick. Some of you stand up abruptly and you're like, oh, it's good to have that little breath in there. Bring the blood and the action back up as you slow things down. All right? Doing okay? It's all new today, right? But you're in a room with space, so it's like we're not compacted. So the first 2 times, you're in the big room, but then we were upstairs in the small room. So, all right. So good time to grab a drink if anybody needs to. Okay. So let's keep going if you guys are all good. The Chen style big set, sometimes referred to as old frame, like an old picture frame, if you will. So we have, again, opening, closing. This starts pretty much the same as what we just did. Pull the ball in, make it small, and just push without moving your hips. Now we shift our hips to the left. It's like you're reaching for the ball that's getting away from you. Coil to pull, all the way past, and then there's ward off. Toes up, toes down, leg comes across. Try to balance for a moment. Set the foot down, step forward with the heel. There's our bow stance. Rotate your shoulder from ward off to protect, just like Bagua. There's a little splash to the left, splash to the back corner, palm up, drop your shoulders, ward off. It's a little bit low. Left arm does a half circle, step forward, right hand does a half circle. They come to meet. Make a fist, drop your hand into your open palm like so. So I'm just giving you the side view. So you're up and then down. Now we put the foot to the side, lift up, set it down. It's the same thing. Comes up, foot, waist, hand. So there's a bit of momentum there that makes your hand get red from hitting it. All right? So then we shift. Your arms split. One goes up, the other goes down. You're crossing your body. And now spin all the way to the right hip. And then back to the left hip. Your foot comes in, your hands cross, sink down. Step with your heel. Toes are straight. This is back to that same horse stance that we do back and forth. So my arm comes to my hip. This other hand stretches across. Pull across the top. All the way to that front corner. Drop your shoulder. Push. So let's just do that much again. So we got the feet, the waist, the arms. That same pattern is repeating with almost every step, sometimes even twice. The first ones though, right here, that's just the hands and arms. Now it starts. Feet push, waist shifts, arms pull, turn out, protect. Balance, touch down. So now again, there's the feet, there's the waist, there's the hands and arms. Splash left, splash right, sink. So I just need to back up. I always find myself crowding myself. So a half circle on the front wall, half circle on the right wall, come together to meet, hit your hand, lift up, hit your hand again. Stimulate the nervous system. Shift left, split, spin to the right. Feet come in, hands cross. Foot goes out, hand to your side, turn it over. So really this one, as you're pulling that big fire hose across, this is also a shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then a push. So now this hand comes to splash. Roll back, As you get to about here, by your right or your left ear rather, your foot comes into the side, empty stance. Now back to that front corner, push the ball down and away. Protect. Set your heel down. So I shift my weight. I do a shoulder elbow. I look over. I come back to my right hand. Here's the teacup. Pinch into the bird. Split. Relax your shoulders. So say we're just doing that last part where we're kind of like right here. So that's up or forward. This is down and back. And then we come up and back. We come down and forward. So we keep doing all these opposite things. Protect. Set the foot down. Shoulder elbow. Come back. Palm up. Pinch. Split. Relax your shoulders, sink into your waist. All right, so again, I want to get that ball moving. So there's a little twist here, and then I come underneath, and now there's that big pull again. Turn the palm. My left hip turns all the way out, and now we're in bow stance towards this left wall. Half circle, step forward, half circle. Same thing repeats, we're just turned 90 degrees. Empty stance. And now, horse stance. All right, so let's take it back to where we were just at a moment ago. Where were we, Jim? I don't know. This is the spot right here. So get the ball moving. Shift right. Shift left. There's the ball again. Flip it over. Oh, now it's a hose. Pull it. Twist. Turn the hip. So my back foot had to turn too. You don't want to keep that back foot straight. When we start to turn, it goes 45 degrees. And there's our bow stance. Relax your shoulders. Half circle. Step forward. Half circle. Squeeze your fist. Make the hand tight, but arm loose. Lift up, same thing again. By the time you get done, you get a little bruise in your hand. Oh my gosh, I hit my hand. You'll be fine. Okay, so now we just turn back to the front to keep the continuity of looking forward. Shift to the right, draw your leg back. Here's the split again, up, down, protect. Draw back, that circle keeps going. So it really doesn't stop, it keeps doing this all the way to here. And then we're here, and then we're here. And now we're in a spot to do a shoulder, elbow, wrist, split, turn the palms out. Chen style, palm turns out. Relax your shoulders. All right, so let's go back to here. So the first time we did this, it was kind of going this way with our hips, and the arm still did that circle. This time our leg goes back, and now we do the same arm gesture. Empty stance, bow stance, empty stance. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, we got white crane spreads its wings. Relax into your hips. All right, back to the very beginning. Opening. Closing. Catch high. Squish it low. Push it away. Up, got too far, reach for it. Pull it in. Ward off. Balance, touch down, protect. Splash left, splash right. Ward off. Half circle. Empty stance. It's like you're smacking, like ding, right underneath the chin. And then drop. Feet, waist, arms again. All right, so here's our split. Up, out, and back. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Roll back. Inhale. Exhale. Push the ball away. Protect. Set the heel down. Shoulder, elbow. Inhale. Split. Exhale. Pull. Inhale. Exhale, low ward off. Inhale. So all of this is called King pounds the mortar. He's, knocking peppercorns into pepper. So then shift back, split. All of that, white crane spreads its wings. So in Chen style, there's often a lot of exercises or steps that get one name. So now this does an in block. And this arm comes back, right arm. Other arm in front, lift up. Set the toes down, step the heel down. Reach across, these arms pull. Again, like that big fire hose, you're pulling it in. Get to your ear, you dip to your left knee. On the way up, you do a elbow, palm. This other arm comes across. There's the bird again. There's a split. Clear or gather. First you clear, then you gather in. Strum the guitar. There's our chop like we did earlier. Stand on one leg, set your toes down. Okay, so back to this spot. Split. Cross. Draw back. So really we try to do a shoulder. Can't get a lot of distance there, but I'm still trying to do a shoulder bump, an elbow poke, back of the wrist, and then the hands split again. Go past your face. Lift up, come down, come forward. Pull into your ear. Dip. Shoulder, elbow, palm. Split. Try to get your shoulders back over your waist. Gather. Strum the guitar. Set the toes down. So now I just shift a little bit towards that front right corner. Draw your leg back. Push. Roll back. Turn the left hand into a chop. Shift back so you turn your front foot. As you step forward, bow stance. This other hand catches up into another chop. This is brush knee. Back in front, hand behind, lift up, down, forward. That whole piece repeats like a chord, like a musical chord, all the way back to here, all the way back to here. All right, back to the very start. A little slower, deeper with the breath, in, out. Breathe sooner if you feel you need to. Don't wait for me to give you the count. In, out, 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 in, out. So as we do the protect, there's also a little spin in there, like you're getting the ball moving, getting the spin going. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So again, we just turn. Feet, waist, arms come into play. Feet, waist, arms come into play. In, out, in, out. Clear, gather in. Like water hitting a big boulder in the beach. Water pops up. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Clear, gather in. Second time we do strum the guitar. Push, roll back, chop, step forward and chop. All right, so now our feet come up and we're gonna face towards the corner as we come up, down, horse stance towards the corner. There's our little splash like we do. Protect. This hand winds up and you pull your shoulder back. This hand, pull to your side as you punch. Your hips shift. Now you went from horse stance to bow stance. So let's just try that last thing again. Say we were just finishing, these are called diagonal walking when we do this stepping on the corner. Diagonal walking. Come up, cross, down, splash on the bottom, protect on the top, punch as you find your ribs. So now it's again, shoulder, elbow, palm. We come back to that half circle on the front here. Again, we're keeping everything facing forward. Tap underneath the chin, hand in front of the navel, hand in front of the navel. Now the arms go this way, and then open, and then cross. So we ward off, just like at the very beginning. Reach for it, like your, the ball's getting away from you, you gotta reach across. And then brush knee and try and squish, like you're trying to get your shoulder to your opposite knee. And then we do the other side. Pull, brush knee, shoulder across. Scoop up, pull. Other hand makes a fist. Put it on the inside, like we keep touching here. Earlier we did it this way. A moment ago we were this way. This time around it's a fist. And pull. Horse stance. Shift to your right. Dip your shoulder. Square back up. All right? So not back to the very beginning, but say from the last time we did the chop over here. So everything's facing the corner. Horse stance to the corner. Protect on the corner. Punch on the corner, but now your feet shifted, left knee is bent. Shoulder, elbow, palm. Keep the ball moving. Under the chin, in front of the navel. Up, down. It's like a bird opening its wings, rising. Crossing, falling. So this foot should come in, and then the heel goes out. There's our ward off. Shift across, brush knee, squish. Pull. Brush knee, squish. Scoop up some sand with your fingers, make fists, pull. So we start horse stance, and then we shift to the right leg, and then we dip. And you look towards your left foot. And then we start back to the start of it. All right? We got enough time, one more time through. Any questions, comments, complaints? Everybody's doing? Just going with the flow, right? Like, what are we doing now, Jim? So let's just try it again one more time. In, out. All the way from the start. In, out. In, out. Always try to relax your shoulders, especially when we finish whatever particular exercise. Exhale and drop your shoulders. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. in, out, protect, a little spin, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Half circles, come to meet, in, out. Balance, drop and breathe out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Diagonal stepping, in, out, out, in, out, in, out. So the whole thing repeated. Out. One more diagonal walking. In, out, in, out. Punch towards the corner. In, out. Open. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Just readjust to get back to the front. Out, in, out. Open like a bird. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Horse stance first, shift, look towards the left leg, bend forward, out. Time to finish it up. We get our feet a little closer. Splash, flick, deep breaths, trying to slow the breathing down. In, out, straight up, slowest, deepest. Push the ball into the water, lock for a moment. Just a moment, and then bend the same joints.